So where were we? Yes. So January 2007. I just got back off my skiing holiday, my last skiing holiday, but hopefully I'll have one more in the future. And I started getting numbness it was about end of January. Bit of numbness in my left hand. And it spread all the way up my arm to the back of my head, and having a numb scalp is a very weird feeling indeed. That receded, not fully this time. I'm still left with a little bit of residual numbness in the palm of my left hand. So coordination, it's not quite right. And that was followed a few weeks after it with numbness in my right hand. Wicked. While all this is going on, I'm going to my GP and I'm saying, when's my MRI? Because my neurologist, he said, we'll get you an MRI. And he said the longest he's ever known it to take is 16 weeks. So I thought, great, I could have it out of the way by New Year's just afterwards. Not to be, unfortunately. And my referral got misplaced. It's all got a bit sort of mixed up and stuff. Not surprised, considering the amount of patients they deal with. Got misplaced. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, so January, February comes and the numbness kind of goes, but again not 100%. Very mild, little bit of numbness in the hand, but not too bad. So March rolls around and I get numbness in both legs this time. Again, all the way down from my sort of just below where my rib cage is. Starts off the feet, goes up, and it hung around for a few months. Come April, I have my MRI. Wicked, unless you're claustrophobic, in which case you'll hate it. But being a bloke, I loved it. I was like, oh, how's it work? What's it doing? Why is it so noisy? Yeah, on TV they make it seem really quiet, but in real life it's just lots of banging and whirls, and it's great, and you get a little mirror to see down to your feet. Very entertaining. So yeah, I have the MRI in April. Come May time, the numbness starts going, but unfortunately my balance didn't really return. And it still hasn't really. I'm still a little bit wobbly on my feet. That put paid to my ultimate frisbee career. Not that my teammates were really complaining about that fact. So August rolls around and I start having problems with my bladder. I managed to wet myself round my girlfriend's. I wet myself round to her flat house, her parents' house. Wicked. Little bit embarrassing. Managed to wet myself at work. It's all a bit. It's quite embarrassing, really. It's not really what you want. I can laugh about it now. Couldn't really at the time, but you can look back on this sort of thing and just laugh at yourself. So I go to my old student house to pick up old mail, and I find that my referral letter for my lumbar puncture, the lumbar puncture was the day before I picked up that letter. So I have to phone, it's my own fault, I didn't tell them I'd moved. So I phoned them up and the lumbar puncture is going to be end of August. Have the lumbar puncture, and they left my medical notes on the table next to me, and like any inquisitive 24-year-old male, 24, 23, I was 23 back then, memory just gone. Yeah, like any inquisitive young male, I want to read what's wrong with me. Wicked. By this point, I pretty much certain I had MS. I'd done lots of research, and I was like, well, I've had either I'm the most ill person on the face of the planet, or I've got MS. Read through the notes. Doctor's handwriting atrocious, but the MRI report was nicely typed up. Read that. Lots of lesions, highly indicative of MS. Great, I've got MS. No biggie, I'll deal with it. So October rolls round. October 21st to be exact, and I had my appointment with my neuro. And it happens to be my 5th year anniversary as well. So, double-edged sword. At least I'll always remember the day I got diagnosed with MS. Oh dear. Yeah, spoke to my neuro and he said, you've got MS. And I felt like saying, well duh. Because to me it was blindingly obvious for a good 6 months before I actually got diagnosed. And that was October 2007. So yeah, there we have it. There's my epic tale of MS. Yeah, not really that bad. I know you might not think that, or you might think, I've got it miles worse. Well, everybody's MS is different. My MS has thankfully calmed down now. So, yeah, everything's going quite well. I've had a course of chemo for my MS. That seemed to go down quite well. And in the meantime, since October 2007, I've had 2 quite big vertigo-inducing relapses, optic neuritis. I had vertigo and optic neuritis, one after the other, sort of slammed together like a double Big Mac, a Mega Mac of relapses. Oh yes, that was fun. And yeah, the neurology ward in Bradford is also an acute stroke ward. Stroke and acute neurology ward. And there's nothing like being on a stroke ward to give you a bit of perspective and think, actually, I may have MS, but I'm not really that bad. Well, I hope you're a little bit more sort of enlightened to what I sort of went through and what I've been through with my MS. Not everybody's like me. Some people are much, much worse. Some people have it easy. But as long as we can all sort of keep a bright attitude, it's never going to be as bad as we imagine it to. Okay. Hope you're not too bad, and I'll catch you later. Get up and get down and get outside, 'cause it's a lovely sunny day.